So our progress
Yes.
report is at stage 5, paragraph page 363. Last headword was carelessly,
Mm-hmm.
new word type of lesson. Okay, so let's start with
Yes.
our revision. Here we go. Okay.
Yes.
Do we
Okay.
pay the driver when we get in a taxi? Do we pay the driver when we get in a taxi? No, we don't pay the
No,
driver
I don't. We don't pay the
when we
driver
get in a
when
taxi.
we get
Get,
in a taxi.
we pay when we get out
We
of a
pay
taxi.
when we get out of a taxi.
Right? In your country, do you have to buy a ticket before getting on a bus? In your country, do you have to buy a ticket before getting on a bus? Yes or no?
No,
In
in
my
my
country,
country,
you don't
we
have to
don't.
buy a ticket
You don't have
before
to buy a
getting on a
ticket
bus.
before
You can just
getting
pay
on a bus.
when you
You
get
can
on.
just pay when you get on.
How much is the bus fare from your home to your office? How much is the bus fare from your home to your office? The bus fare from my
The bus
home
fare
to my office
from my home to
is
my
about.
office is about $2.
Very good. Oh, expensive. Okay. Has your country got a royal family? Has your country got a royal family? Yes or no?
Yes, my
My
country's
got a
got
royal
a
family.
royal family.
Very good. How do we get mud on our shoes? How do we get mud on our shoes? We get mud on our shoes
We
by
we we
walking,
get um we get mud on our shoes
by
by
walking
walking
in the
in the
countryside in the
countryside
rain.
in the rain.
Very good. Are famous actors often surrounded by crowds when they go out in public? Are famous actors often surrounded by crowds when they go out in public? Yes, famous actors
Yes,
are often
famous actors
surrounded
are
by
often
crowds
surrounded by
when they
crowds
go out in public.
when they go out in public.
Are the buses in your town usually crowded in the morning? Are the buses in your town usually crowded in the morning? Yes or no?
Yes, the buses in my country,
Are
in my town,
are
are
usually
usually
crowded in the
are
morning?
usually crowded in the morning.
Very good. Okay, have you ever been the captain of a sports team? Have you ever been the captain of a sports team? Yes or no?
Yes, I've been a captain of a
Sports team. Very good. Tell me the name of a famous sea
sports team.
captain. Tell me the name of a famous sea captain, please. The name of a famous sea
The
captain is
name of
Captain
a
Cook.
famous sea captain is Captain Cook.
Okay, one moment. Let me reconnect. Okay, one moment. Okay, here we go.
Yes.
Which is the widest street in the place where you live and which is the narrowest? Which is the widest street in the place where you live and which is the narrowest?
ABC Street is the widest
Widest
street
in the
in the
place
place
where
where I
I live.
live,
And
and the
what
123 Street
is
is
the
the narrowest.
narrowest? Very good. What color is the flag of your country? What color is the flag of your country? The flag of my
My
country is.
the flag of my country is red and white.
Very good. Do you know the origin of your national flag? Do you know the origin of your national flag? Yes or no?
Yes, I know the origin of
Our
the
national
national
flag.
flag of my country.
Very good. Okay, name an animal that lives on grass. Name an animal that lives on grass, please. A horse
A
is an
horse,
animal that lives on
a horse
grass.
is an animal that lives on the grass.
Very good. Lives on grass.
Lives on grass.
What happens to grass if there's no rain? What happens to grass if there's no rain? If there's no rain,
If there's
grass
no rain,
becomes yellow
grass
and then
becomes
it
yellow
dies.
and then it dies.
Very good. Okay, where is the nearest tower to the place where you live? Where is the nearest tower to the place where you live? The nearest tower
Tokyo, the nearest
to the
tower
place where I live
to the place
is
where I live is Tokyo Tower.
Tokyo Tower. Are the streets dry when it rains? Are the streets dry when it rains? No, the
No,
streets aren't
the
dry
streets
when it
aren't dry
rains.
when it
They're
rains.
wet.
It They are wet.
If you walk in the rain without an umbrella, what did happen? If you walk in the rain without an umbrella, what did happen? If I walked
If I
in the
walked
rain
in
without
the
an
rain
umbrella,
without an
I'd get
umbrella,
wet.
I'd get wet.
If you got wet, what did you have to do with your clothes? If you got wet, what did you have to do with your clothes? If I got
If
wet,
I If I got
I'd
wet,
have to
I'd have
take my
to
clothes off
take my clothes
and hang
off
them up
and
to dry.
hang them up to dry.
Very good. What's the past of throw? What's the past of throw? The past of
The
throw
past of
is
throw
threw.
is through.
What did happen if I threw a stone at the window? What did happen if I threw a stone at the window? If you
If
threw a
you
stone
threw
at
a
the
stone at
window,
the
the
window,
window would
the
break.
window would break.
Very
The
good.
window would break.
If your TV is turned up too loud, what do you do? If your TV is turned up too loud, what do you do? If my TV
If my
is turned
TV
up
turned
too
up
loud,
is turned up too loud,
I turn it down.
I'd turn I'd turn it turn I'd
Turn it
turn
down.
it down.
Very good.
Turn
One
it
more.
down.
If my TV is turned up
If my
too loud,
TV is turned
I
up
turn it down.
too late,
Too
I'd
loud.
turn it down.
Very good. Okay. Next, what are the reflexive pronouns? What are the reflexive pronouns? The reflexive
The
pronouns
reflective
are
pronouns
myself,
are
yourself,
myself, yourself,
himself, herself,
himself,
itself,
herself,
oneself,
itself, oneself,
ourselves, yourselves,
ourselves,
and themselves.
yourselves, and themselves.
What do we use a reflexive pronoun? When do we use a reflexive pronoun? We use a
We
reflexive
use
pronoun
uh, we use the reflexive
pronoun
pronouns
when the subject and
when the
object
subject
are
and
the same
object are the
person
same
or
thing,
thing. Same
the same
person
person
or thing.
or things.
Is it right to say I look at me in the mirror? Is it right to say I look at me in the mirror? No, it
No,
isn't
it's
right to
not.
say
It isn't right to
I look
say,
at me in
"I
the
look
mirror.
at me in the mirror,"
Why not? Why not? Because the subject
because
and
the
object
subject
are
and
the same
objects
person.
are the same person.
What must we say instead? What must we say instead? We must say
We must
I looked
say,
at
"I
myself
looked
in
at
the mirror
we I
instead.
looked at I look
Myself
at myself in
in
the
the
mirror
mirror instead.
instead."
Very good. Do you think it would be easy for me to teach myself Chinese? Do you think it would be easy for me to teach myself Chinese? No, I
No,
don't
I
think
don't
it
think
would
it's
be
easy.
easy for you
It would be easy for
to
you
teach
to
yourself
learn
to
to
teach
teach
yourself
yourself
Chinese.
Chinese
Why not? Why not? Because Chinese
because
is a
Chinese
difficult
is a
language to
difficult
learn.
language to learn.
Very good. Did you wash yourself when you were a baby? Did you wash yourself when you were a baby? No, I
No,
didn't
I
wash
didn't
myself
wash
when I
myself
was a
when I
baby.
was a
My
baby.
mother washed me.
My mother washed me.
What did you do if you saw a man trying to kill himself? What did you do if you saw a man trying to kill himself? If I saw a
If
man
I saw a
trying to
man
kill
trying
himself,
to kill
I'd
himself,
try to stop
I'd
him
I I'd try to stop
or
him
call the
or
police.
call the
Ha-
police.
Have you ever seen a bird washing itself? Have you ever seen a bird washing itself? Yes or no?
Yes, I've seen a bird
Wash.
washing itself.
Very good. Do you think one can teach oneself a language? Do you think one can teach oneself a language? Yes or no?
No, I
I,
don't think one
w-
can teach
oneself a
a
language.
language. I One can teach oneself a language.
Very good. What do we carry to protect ourselves from the rain? What do we carry to protect ourselves from the rain? We carry an
We
umbrella
carry
to protect
an umbrella to
ourselves
protect
from the
ourselves
rain.
from the rain.
Very good. What does the word thorough mean? What does the word thorough mean? The word
The
thorough
word
means
thorough means
complete.
complete.
In which season of the year do people generally give their houses a thorough cleaning? In which season of the year do people generally give their houses a thorough cleaning? People generally
People
give their
generally
houses
give their
a
houses
thorough
a
cleaning in
thorough cleaning in spring.
ragged. If you jump into the sea, would you get thoroughly wet? If you jump into the sea, would you get thoroughly wet? Yes, if I
Yes,
jump
I
into the sea,
yes, I yes, if I jump into the
I'd
sea,
get
I
thoroughly wet.
I get thoroughly wet.
What kind of things make you thoroughly tired? What kind of things make you thoroughly tired? The kind of things
The
that
kind of
make me
things that
thoroughly
make
tired
me thoroughly
are
tired are
hard
hard physical
physical work,
work,
studying a lot
uh,
without a break,
studying a lot
with
break,
without a
without
break,
a break,
not enough sleep, etc.
not enough sleep, etc.
If you drove a car on the left-hand side of the road in America instead of on the right, what did happen? If you drove a car on the left-hand side of the road instead of on the right, what did happen? If I drove
If
a car
if I
on the
drove a
left-hand
car
side
on the
of the
left
road
hand side of the
instead
road
of on the right,
instead of on the right
I'd have
in
an
America,
accident.
I'd
I'd
have
have
an
an
accident.
accident. Have you ever seen an accident on the road? Have you ever seen an accident on the road? Yes or no?
Yes, I've seen
An
an accident
accident
on the
on the
road.
road. If you took something by accident that didn't belong to you, what did you do? If you took something by accident that didn't belong to you, what did you do? If I took
If I
something
took
by
something
accident
by
that
accident
didn't
that
belong to me,
didn't belong to
I'd
me,
return it.
I'd I'd return it.
Very good. Do people become careless when they're in great danger? Do people become careless when they're in great danger? No.
Yeah,
People don't
no,
become careless.
no, people
People
don't
don't.
become careless
When they're in great danger,
when they're in great danger.
they become very careful.
They
Very
become
careful.
very careful.
Do you write carefully? Do you write carefully? Yes or no?
Yes, I'm right carefully.
Very good. What could happen if you were careless when crossing the road? What could happen if you were careless when crossing the road? If I were careless
If I were
when crossing
careless
the road,
when crossing the
I
road,
could have
I'd
an accident.
I could have an accident.
Of all the people you know, who dresses the most carelessly? Of all the people you know, who dresses the most carelessly? Of all the
Uh,
people I
of
know,
all the people I know, my son
dresses the
is
most
my
carelessly.
my my son dresses the most carelessly.
Carelessly. Very good. That's modern fashion. Okay, very good.
Mhm.
That's the end of our revision. Let's have new
Okay.
word. Okay,
Yes.
repeat. Own.
Own.
We're gonna listen. Own. The word own is a verb. It means to have or possess something. To own.
Mhm.
For example, this pen is mine. I possess this pen. Or I own this pen.
Mhm.
Another example is I own all the clothes I'm wearing.
Mhm.
I'd like to own a house more than anything else. And if you're renting, I don't know who owns the place where I live. Let's practice. Do you own all the clothes you're wearing, or do any of them belong to somebody else? Do you own all the clothes you're wearing, or do any of them belong to somebody else? I own
I
all the
own all the
clothes
clothes
I'm
I'm
wearing.
wearing.
What would you like to own more than anything else? What would you like to own more than anything else? I'd like to own
I'd like to own my house
more than anything
more
else.
than anything else.
Who owns the place where you live? Who owns the place where you live? I
I own
the place
I
where I
own
live.
the place I where I
Where I
live.
live. Okay, so you want a second house. Very good. Okay,
Okay.
maybe in Kyoto. Okay,
Yes.
next.
Yeah.
Repeat. Carry on.
Carry on.
Retire.
Retire.
Very good. Okay, listen. Carry on is a phrasal verb. It means to continue doing something. For
Mhm.
example, people in my country don't usually carry on working after they reach the age of 65. They stop
Mhm.
working.
Mhm.
Retire is a verb. It means to stop work at the end of your working life. For example, people in my country stop working when they reach the age of 60, or people in my country retire when they reach the age of 60. Let's
Mhm.
practice. Do people in your country usually carry on working after they reach the age of 65? Do people in your country usually carry on working after they reach the age of 65?
Uh,
Yes or no?
no, people in my country
Don't
usually
don't
uh,
usually
don't
carry on
don't
working
usually carry on working
after they reach the
after
age of
they reach
65.
they reach the
The
age of
age
six
65.
the age of 65.
They retire.
They retire.
Very good. Okay, next repeat. Prize.
Rise.
We're gonna listen. Prize is a noun. If you won a game, you win a prize. For example,
Mhm.
I've never won a prize for anything. Let's practice. Have you ever won a prize for anything? Have you ever won a prize for anything? Yes or no?
No,
Won a prize for
I've
anything.
never won a prize for anything.
Very good. Next, repeat. To.
Two.
Very good. Okay, listen. To is an adverb. It means also or in addition to. For
Mhm.
example, I want some chocolates and she wants some too.
Mhm.
Okay, let's practice. Give me a sentence with the word to meaning also. Give me a sentence with the word to meaning also, please. He wants a
Okay.
biscuit
He wants a
and I
biscuit,
want one
and
too.
I want one too.
Very good. Next, repeat. At least.
At least.
Very good. Okay, listen. At least is used to emphasize that something is good in a bad situation. For example, it's a small house, but at least there's a garden. He
Mhm.
didn't do very well in the exam, but at least he passed. Okay, at least also means not less than. For example,
Mhm.
I've asked him at least 6 times, and each time he has forgotten.
Mhm.
Let's practice. Give me a sentence with the words at least in it. Give me a sentence with the words at least in it, please. I've asked him
Mm.
at least
I've
six
asked him at
times,
least six
and each
times,
time he has
and each
forgotten.
time he has forgotten
He
them.
didn't do very well.
He he didn't well.
He
He
didn't
didn't
do.
well.
He didn't
He
do
didn't
very
do
well
very
in the
well
exam,
in the exam,
but at
but
least he passed.
at least he passed.
Very good. Next, widely.
Widely.
Very good. Okay, listen. The word widely is an adverb. It means in a lot of different places or by a lot of people. For example, one of the most widely used English adjective is nice. English
Mhm.
is the most widely spoken language in the world. Okay, let's practice. Which is one of the most widely used English adjectives? Which is one of the most widely used English adjectives? One of the most
One of the
widely
most
used English
widely used
adjectives
English
is nice.
adjectives is nice.
Is English the most widely spoken language in the world? Is English the most widely spoken language in the world? Yes,
Yes,
English
English
is the
is
most
the
widely
most
spoken language
widely spoken
in the
language in
world.
the world.
Very good. Next, repeat. Manner.
Manner.
Pig.
Pig.
Very good. Okay, listen. Manner is a noun. It is the way in which someone behaves.
Mhm.
So polite children have good manners, while impolite children have bad manners. For example, good manners are so important because they make life easier and more pleasant. Another meaning of manner is way of doing something, the way that you do
Mhm.
something. For example, people in very hot countries don't wear in the same manner as people in very cold countries. They dress in a different manner. Okay, pig is a noun. For example, we can see pig on a farm. When we say that someone has the manners of a pig, we mean that they have very bad manners. Okay,
Mhm.
let's practice. Why are good manners so important in life? Why are good manners so important in life? Good
Good
manners are
manners
so
are
important
so
in life
important in
because
life
they
because
make life easier
they make life
and
easier
more pleasant.
and more pleasant.
What do we mean when we say that somebody has the manners of a pig? What do we mean when we say that somebody has the manners of a pig? When we say
Uh,
that
when we
somebody
say
has
that
the manners
somebody
of a
has
pig,
a manner of a
we
pig
mean that
means
they
we
have
mean
very
that
bad
they
manners.
have very bad manners.
Do people in very hot countries dress in the same manner as people in very cold countries? Do people in very hot countries dress in the same manner as people in very cold countries? No.
No,
People
people
in very hot countries
in very hot
don't
country
dress in the same
don't
manner
dress
as
in the
people
same
in
manner
very
as
cold
people in
countries.
very countries.
Very cold countries. They
Very
dress
cold
in a
countries,
different
they
manner.
they dress in a different manner.
Very good. Next, repeat. Asleep.
Asleep,
Awake.
awake.
Very good. Okay, listen. Asleep is an adjective. It is the synonym of sleeping. For example, I'll still be asleep at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Awake is also an adjective. It is the opposite of asleep. For example, I won't be asleep at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. I'll be awake. Let's practice. Will you still be asleep at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning? Will you still be asleep at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning? No, I
No,
won't still
we
be
I
asleep.
won't I won't
Still
be
be
still be
asleep
asleep
at 11 o'clock tomorrow
at
morning.
11 o'clock tomorrow
I'll
morning.
be awake.
I'll be awake.
Will you still be awake at 3 o'clock tomorrow morning? Will you still be awake at 3 o'clock tomorrow morning? No, I
No,
won't still be awake
I want to be awake
at 3 o'clock
in
tomorrow morning.
at 3 o'clock tomorrow morning.
I'll be asleep.
I'll be asleep.
Very good. Next, repeat. Hospital.
Hospital,
Nurse.
nurse.
Very good. Okay, listen. Hospital is a noun. It is a large building where sick or injured people receive medical treatment. For example, when somebody is dangerously ill, we ought to put him to bed and call for a doctor or bring him to a hospital. Nurse is also a noun. It is someone whose job is to look after the people who are ill or injured, usually in a hospital. For example, nurses and doctors take care of us when we're in hospital. Let's practice. Who takes care of us when we're in hospital? Who takes care of us when we're in hospital? Nurses and doctors
Nurses are
take care
nurses and doctors
take care of
take
us
care of
when
us
we're
take
in
care of us
hospital.
where in when we are in hospital.
Very good. Okay, so now let's move on to reading.
Mhm,
Okay, so our reading is at stage 4, page 305. Last headword was lake. Okay, please start reading at paragraph page 306. Headword
mhm.
keep, kept,
Keep,
promise.
kept. Okay, kept, promise, keep a promise, break a promise. What is the past simple and the past participle of the verb to keep? The past simple and the past participle of the verb to keep is kept. Have you ever kept any animals at home? No, I've never kept any animals at home. What's the opposite of to keep a promise? The opposite of to keep a promise is to break a promise.
Mhm.
Have you always kept your promises? Yes, I have always kept my promises. Found. What's the past simple and the past participle of find? The past simple and the past participle of find is found. Did you find English very difficult when you began studying it? Yes, I found English very difficult
When
when
I
I
began.
began studying it. Have you ever found anything on the street worth a lot of money? Yes, I found something on the street worth a lot of money. Else, what else do people do in the evening besides watching TV? People eat, read, go for walks, etc. in the evening besides watching TV. Do you study anything else besides English? No, I don't study anything else besides English.
Mhm.
What else do you study? I also study
Yeah.
mathematics. Okay.
Okay.
I study nothing else. Okay, I study nothing else.
Hmm.
Does anybody else in your family speak English besides you? Yes, somebody else in my family speaks English besides me. Fast. What does the word fast mean? The word fast means the same as quick and quickly. Are you a fast writer? Yes, I'm a fast writer. Do you walk fast when the weather is very hot? No, I don't walk fast when the weather is very hot. I walk slowly. Music, dance, rhythm, sense of rhythm. Do you go dancing very much? No, I don't go dancing very much. It is easier to dance well if you have a good sense of rhythm. Yes, it's easier to dance well if you have a good sense of rhythm. Do you prefer dancing to fast or slow music? I prefer dancing to slow music. Just done. What are the three forms of do? The three forms of do and are
Are.
do, did, done. What does the word just mean? The word just can mean a short time ago, and it can also mean simply or only. What are what have I just done? You've just closed your book. Have you just come into the room? Yes, I've just come into the room. When somebody makes you angry, do you say nothing? Do you say something just
Stay.
or do you just stay quiet? Somebody
One
make
more.
me angry,
When somebody makes.
when somebody makes me angry, I just stay quiet.
Very good.
Are there
Okay.
many shop? Okay,
So we stop there for today, but very good reading, very good
okay.
dictation, and very good practice.